So on my last video I showed you what I did to the underside of the car, and my floor is all finished. And so this video I thought I'd give you a quick update on some of the things that I've done off camera and some of the things that I still have to do before the body can go back onto the frame. So this is what I've got done on the frame. I didn't film it. I've made a cross member. It's out of a heavy C-channel. I guess probably 10 gauge or even heavier. And it's tied to the frame using basically pieces of angle iron, effectively welded in there. And then of course the transmission's bolted to that. So right now this is set up so that the carb mounting area on the manifold here, that's level. And the way this is, I can add spacers between there and these brackets if I need to lower the transmission, and I can put spacers between the transmission mount and the transmission cross member if I want to raise the transmission. But hopefully I shouldn't have to do that. So I've got my rear leaf springs, all welded in. It's not pretty, but they are solid in there, nice and welded. Again, I've boxed in the rear shackle mounts here. This is all boxed in now. Gas tank goes in, clears everything, so I'm good there. And the gas tank is going to mount on this hole in this hole, so it doesn't matter that I can't get to the center hole. So my next step is to get another piece of metal across from here so I can mount my shock absorbers. So I got my lower shock mounts there. They're going to tie into a cross member here, and I will be putting some lowering blocks in to get the height that I need on the back. So today I'm going to make the cross member to mount my shocks to, the top of my shocks to. So the shocks I got are 22.5 inches extended length and 13.6 inches compressed. So let's have a look to see how that'll work out. Okay, compressed length is 13.68. So I'm going to say 13 and a half because I'm going to the other side of the mounting thing there. So 13 and a half is about here. Tons of room. Tons of room. Extended is 22 and a half, which is way up here. If you can even see that. 22 and a half is way up here. So these have a really long travel, which is what I wanted, because my true travel is probably only going to be about 4 inches, and I got way more than that. So I can put, if I put my cross member about here, I got lots of travel up this way, quite a bit of travel that way. I have to have it at an angle back here so the shocks don't hit the axle, but I think sort of right about here, going across, would probably be just about perfect. Alright, let's go find a piece of metal. Alright, so it looks like this is what I can use. About 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch square tubing. I got enough length, so I can probably just use one of these uprights here. Cut that out. My cross member. How heavy is this? That's heavy enough. Alright, let's drag it inside. I think it's time to retire these gloves. They've been patched up, and then just put a hole into my thumb, right through there. Garbage. Switch back to these. Got it cut. Got most of the fence off, or whatever you want to call that stuff. Going quite easy. I'm just hitting it at an angle like that, cutting through the weld. That worked out quite nice, except when I stuck it a piece in my finger. One thing I found out at the end, I've got this big opening, which I'm probably going to have to weld shut. So I'll cut a piece to weld in there when it's in the car. And I'm going to have to even this off here. It is, like I planned, it's a wee bit longer than the 40.5 inches, so I'm going to have to just dress this up a bit so it fits nice and tight. And I still have to take off these, whatever they are. Okay, so I got it cleaned up, welded in. Next steps. Got a template here to make some brackets. Then I'm going to have the top of the shock bolt too, either there or there. I'll wait till I get the shocks to see how they go. Then I'll make those. Thanks for watching.